All right, we're talking about the Xfinity Series at Charlotte. In this one, we have Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs in this event. My favorite entering this race has to be Nemechek. We've seen that he has been the best car. Look, at Darlington, he was the best car. Shout out to him wanting to finish that race and not holding that brake. Saved all of us a ton of money. A lot of people want to shit on Nemechek for possibly sliding up into Cole Custer. I say screw that. Nemechek, you die for the cause, okay? You die for the money behind you on DraftKings, all right? And when you know you are the highest owned driver on DraftKings, you throw safety out the window and you cross that line in seconds instead of getting stuck on that wall and finishing 20th. But Nemechek's my favorite. My main concern with Kyle Busch is we've seen him in this car before. He has not been the best car at Las Vegas. He was not the best car at Phoenix. Now, he was up there. No lie. He was up there. But Chandler Smith was the best car at Las Vegas. Austin Hill was the second best car at Las Vegas. And Kyle Busch was third. And we've seen that colleague is yet again kind of running into a situation where, I didn't see them take that step. Now, granted, we haven't been to a ton of intermediate tracks, just been at Dover and Darlington and stuff. But from those two races from Phoenix, those two intermediate races from Phoenix, we've seen that colleague is yet again taking a bit of a step back. And we've seen that RCR, and specifically Austin Hill, has gotten up there to be very consistent. We've seen that Joe Gibbs has been up there and been very consistent. Nemechek has pretty much been the best guy. Wildly enough, Cole Custer at Dover and Darlington have shown us slightly more speed. Not enough to say that I think he's going to lead laps, but I think he will run 4th or 5th in this race. Anyway, realistically, the reason I'm talking about this is that Nemechek's my favorite guy going in. If Kyle Busch and Gibbs can show us a lot in practice and qualify well, then certainly let's target Ty Gibbs. Maybe not even Kyle Busch. I'm going to have to see a lot of speed from Kyle Busch, but Ty Gibbs hopping in the car that Truex just won, or not the exact car, but the seat that Truex won. Dover in Nemechek, like realistically won Darlington. So I envision that it's probably Nemechek over Ty Gibbs. Fantasy-wise, it's probably Nemechek over Ty Gibbs, just head-to-head. But they can both work out very easily. If you get to Allgaier, Custer, Berry, Sammy Smith, it's due to what you're seeing in practice and things like that. I personally like that Austin Hill is $9,200. I think he can be up there and get some fast laps and laps led. We've seen that he can get he's getting at least like 3 fast laps pretty much every single race he's in. But if he can use strategy to get that lead, look, realistically, what does he need? 48 points, 49 points, somewhere around there to be optimal or to hit value. I think he can very easily do it at $9,200. Sam Mayer at $9,000. I like it. I like Chandler Smith at $8,000 at $8,800. Remember when randomly he went up, killed the field to Las Vegas, and then his price shot up? Well, we're coming off of several races to where he necessarily hasn't gone off and things like that. I'm perfectly fine going back to Chandler Smith at $8,800. I understand that I'm not expecting the show that he put on at Las Vegas, but for $8,800, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm fine with Sheldon Creed at $8,400, Riley Herbst at $8,000, Moffitt, Hocevar, $7,700, $7,500. I'm perfectly fine with those. Kyle Weatherman had a disappointing, not in the A game 200. What was the one before that? He was not in the R Motorsports. He was in the, what was that, the 90 car, 91? I got to go back and check that real fast. But I'm fine with Weatherman at $6,600. Past that, it really does just depend on where these guys qualify. I hate to say that. We got MBM trying to make something happen with Timmy Hill in this race. Timmy Hill's at $5,100. So what is that, 27, 26, 28 points from him to hit value. I think that's going to be pretty easy to do. We're going to have quite a few go homers. Nally Decker hopping back in the car. Min Price, Nally Decker. I hate to say it, but I think that is very much in play if she can qualify. Because this race, we have seen in the past, this race can very easily get stupid. If you look back, maybe not last year, but the one before, you had Ryan Sieg stay out on old tires and just fucking kill the field out of 2 late in the race. We've seen more and more accidents in this event than probably what should have happened. Last year, I think last year was the one with Grant Enfinger being wrecked on the front straightaway when he hopped in the Sam Hunt machine. So we've seen pretty big wrecks at this track. So for me, when I view Charlotte for the Xfinity Series, I see a race that adversity and just survival is most certainly in play for the value plays and stuff. And because of that, I encourage you to get to an ugly play. Get to a guy who is not going to have ownership. He might not even have the speed to get there on his own, but if he has to survive and be there, I'm perfectly fine using this race as one of those. So like Nally Decker, CJ, like CJ's been dog shit every time he hops in the car on an intermediate track, but I'm perfectly fine with him. Even Immerlin, God dang, Joe Graff Jr., maybe not Steven Parsons and Earnhardt just because we're getting so many people up there, but like seriously, look at the way the salary breaks down. We have so many people under $6,100 in this race. That's basically half the field of the DraftKings pool. And I understand we're going to lose some of these guys to qualifying and them not making the race, but still, I think Ty Gibbs, Nemechek are your priorities. It would then probably go Allgaier or Kurt Busch, or not Kurt, Justin Allgaier, Kyle Busch, Cole Custer, Barry Smith, whatever one of those guys, if they tend to pop out. If not, Sammy Smith at 95, Chandler Smith at 88, Austin Hill at 92, and Sam Mayer at 9,000. Those are probably my interest in the 7K guys I talked about. But yeah, for the most part, I think that's really about it. I know I've made these kind of shorter and stuff, but the live shows are doing so well, and not that I'm mailing this in because I'm not, but the live show is that has my projections. Like once everything's done, we have Q order, we have practice look at. We've had a lot of great discussions and just stuff coming from the live shows and stuff. So I'm kind of leaning more and more to those than these previews because that's really all I have here. I've just kind of touched on all the drivers that I've seen anything of note for, and so on and so forth. Be sure to check out the Coca-Cola 600 video. I just think that's a good video in general. I understand it's not a lot of number talk, but I think it gives you a great visual representation of who you should be targeting for the Coca-Cola 600, and that's really about it. I'll see you guys for live shows this weekend, and I'll see you guys later.